The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Joined your channel.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ask for Candy, the official podcast for single women over 35. Who I am Candace Harper, lovecoach.com, honey, coming to you live from the beautiful heart of Chelsea. I teach and inspire audacious intimacy to powerful, professional, grown women who want real relationships from seductive singlehoods. And more importantly, I help single city women over 35 who have given up on love stand boldly in their purpose and stop getting ghosted and create unconditional love. Woo! And we have a huge crowd tonight. I'm so excited because those of you who have been listening know that this is our 1 year anniversary, everybody. 1 whole year. And I see Giselle just joined on the live. Welcome, Giselle, to our 1 year anniversary. And those of you who don't know, just this last week was my birthday. Oh. So yay, right? Right, we have a lot to celebrate tonight. So if you guys, those of you who've been following along since the beginning, you know that I started out just by myself at my kitchen table doing this podcast and talking about purpose and talking about love and dating and relationships. And so now we've grown into this wonderful community. So tonight we're going to get to talk about connection. But before that, I just want to tell you, if you are listening in the garden on armedradioglobal.com, or you're listening on your TuneIn app, also we're on iHeartRadio, and if you have an Alexa, you can ask for Candy. We're also available for streamers with our replay on Spotify or on Spreaker. Or maybe you're live here with us on Facebook, which means that our connective conversation tonight, you can very much participate in. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. It's going to be a very interesting exercise. It's good. You know, I always bring my brave, prolific people with me. And so it's going to take a little something tonight. Do you feel like you're ready? Is everybody ready to be brave? And so I see Peggy just joined in. Angela just joined in. Welcome, everybody. So like I said, my name is Candace Harper, Love Coach. My talent is conversation. My passion is personal growth. And my purpose is to teach and inspire radical self-acceptance in myself and others so that we can all have our best possible love life. And that is why, everyone, this is a conversation. We're not here to hand down like a bunch of dating rules and relationship rights and wrongs. We're not here to shame your love situation. Our only intention is to create audacious intimacy, seductive singlehoods, and healthy relationships. So not only is this the 1 year anniversary of the show, it's also my birthday, and the theme for tonight is completion. In the past years, we've had some really, really great times on the podcast. I personally have had some great times creating content every week and never knowing who was going to show up. And tonight just fell right in line with how we've been rolling. We got all these like really beautiful people, and everybody doesn't necessarily fit in frame, but you're going to hear them on the audio during the course of the podcast. And like I said, I see Wayne just joined our live audience. You know that you're part of our group and part of our conversation too. So this show marks the completion of this whole last year, and we're going to take what we learned and what worked and leave the rest behind. We're going to say thank you to everything that was and turn our focus to what we will create from here. Are you guys ready to create something from here? Yeah. Create something from nothing, from a clean slate? Yeah. Start a whole new year. Awesome. So the goal of the show is to model and inspire what it means to accept other people the way that they are. Unconditional love while standing in our own truth. Right? To make tonight's show work for us, it may require active listening, putting aside judgments, and some vulnerability. Are y'all ready to get vulnerable? Yeah. You know, it's all that stuff that makes relationships good. So that's what we're just going to talk about and inspire and be inspired by. And those of you who participate, hopefully you'll be inspired. And, you know, when you participate, it also inspires us. So is everybody ready to do the exercise?
Yeah.
Here's the thing about this exercise is it's really about, we've had a lot of different people come in and out. We have some of you who have been on the podcast many times. I want to kind of like move around so people can be seen because we've got Kathy's back here. Wait, I'm on the wrong side. Kathy's back here and Maria and Barbara. You guys always know Jamie. We have new people. We have Renee and we have Amy. We have so many and Pam. Pam's been on the podcast many times. We have so many people that are a combination of new and old. So it's a perfect opportunity to do an exercise where we really get to connect and get to know each other. So for those of you who are in the back and around, if you want to participate in this exercise, I think what we'll do is maybe have people move up. We'll do Maria suggested we kind of do a round robin with the chairs. And you guys know we're very mobile. We move around. It's a conversation. It's casual. I see William join. Deborah. Hi, honey. I'm glad that you got to go on. This is the exercise. And so for you at home on the Facebook Live, I want you to come along with us. Everybody is going to get to say their name and identify who they are, right? You can say your whole name, your first name, whatever feels good, your nickname, if you're trying to hide from the government, I don't know. You can say where you are from and where you identify with being from. Like I was born in one place and raised in another, but now I live in Harlem, so I consider myself a Harlemite. I'm claiming it. Right? Thank you. And what are you passionate about? So this could be anything. There's no such thing as a right or wrong answer because this is all about connectivity. It's just what lights you up. What are you passionate about? What's something that you want to create in your romantic life in the next 12 months? Ooh. Are y'all ready for that question? Here's the thing about this one. You get a little time to think about it. There'll be the people that are already on it. They know what they want. And then, the people who are thinking about it, you get, a few seconds to sort of process a little bit. And then the very last one is, what is your personal mantra or motto when it comes to love? Now, do you guys want me to model it for you and do it first?
Yeah.
So it's kind of unfair because I came up with the question. So of course I have my answers that I usually do. Name is Candace. You guys know that. Where am I from? I was born in Colorado, but I'm an Air Force brat, so I was raised in a lot of different places, mostly near Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania. What am I passionate about? I am passionate about inspiring self-acceptance in myself and others. I'm passionate about just being purposeful and helping other people and being contributive. I'm passionate about being as authentic and myself as possible. I'm passionate about how I can bring people along for the ride. I'm passionate about connection and communication and social gathering and getting together and the energy and the fantasticness that can come out of that, right? And the healing and the goodness. What is something that I want to create in my romantic life in the next 12 months? Honey, I'm ready to just settle down with one fantastic person, but they got to be really fantastic. And you know what? Here's the thing. I'm a fantastic person, so I feel like that's what I'll attract. Not even worried about it. That's what I'm creating in the next 12 months. And what is my personal mantra or motto when it comes to love? I already have one that I say every Monday night at the end of the show. I say, never forget that you are a love machine. If you ever start to feel like you're not getting enough, just make more. That's my personal motto. Now, here's the thing, you guys. I don't want anybody to get weird or intimidated or feel like now I got to come up with something catchy or anything like that. I've been saying that for the last 12 months every single week. This is stuff that I think about all the time. I'm a little obsessed, if you want to know the truth. So I just want you guys to come from a place of what feels good and what resonates with you and how you want to share who you are and express. This is just basically a guideline. So who wants to be the first volunteer? Radio silence. See, Lee is on. You going to go, Jamie?
Yeah. Oh, hi, Lee.
Lee and La Liz have joined us. Go ahead, James.
Yeah.
Do you need the questions or you want to?
I can kind of glance.
Okay.
So I want to say my new name because I just got married last week.
Yay, Jamie!
This is a big deal for me to take someone's name because I was married before and I didn't take the name and that was an issue and I had my reasons, but I think deep down I wasn't willing to fully step into it.
Yeah.
Because I knew. Right. So my new name is Jamie McCoppin.
Yay, Mrs. McCoppin! I feel like we need to
Do you know McCoppin? Do you know McCoppin? Oh, okay. Apparently it's a very rare name. I don't know. So yeah, so that's my new name.
All right.
And where am I from? I was born and raised in the Midwest, so in a little town in Illinois, but near St. Louis, Missouri, so right across the river. And I really attribute, though, like my really growing up time in New York City when I was in my 20s. So I feel like I need to be here. So I came back here after I lived here in my 20s, and then I moved away for 10 years, and then moved back last year. And now I live in Brooklyn, so I'm a Brooklynite.
Yes, honey. Yeah. I love it.
What am I passionate about? Passionate about really finding in myself the higher vibration in every moment that I can when I remember that, and also helping other people have experiences where they can tune into themselves and become their playful selves again, and light up. I think that's what really inspired me on my career path as a drama therapist, and I was a clown for a while.
Were you? I didn't know that. I would have been scared of you. I'm afraid of you.
I wasn't a scary clown.
You sure?
I'm sure. I worked with kids in hospitals.
You did? Oh, that's awesome.
So I could not be a scary clown, even if I wanted to. But I think what really gets me is seeing people light up. So I'm really passionate about that. And lots of other things, but I'm gonna keep it going. So what are you creating in your romantic life in the next 12 months, James? Ooh,
you just got married, so y'all could be creating a whole lot. Right?
Yeah.
Creating, procreating, all kinds of stuff.
We might procreate. We'll see what the universe has in store.
Oh.
We want that.
Yeah.
We would like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I have a couple mamas here who can help you with Renee, who's right behind you. She can give you some advice.
Do it.
She loves those kids.
Well, we'll see.
Okay. So what's your mantra or motto when it comes to love?
I would say it all goes back to how you love yourself. So if you're good with yourself, that should link up to your partner, and if it doesn't, there's something out of balance in the relationship. And so I just kind of make sure I'm good.
Yeah.
I do my morning routine. He does his morning routine, which is helpful. I'm so glad he has a morning routine. And yeah, that seems to be the way. I don't know. Go with the flow.
I got you. Yeah. Yay! Thank you, James.
Yay.
So far, is anybody hearing any snaps for James? Snaps. Is anybody hearing any resonation where they feel like, yeah, that's me too? Anybody grow up in the Midwest? Any of that good stuff? No? All right. Anybody getting ready to procreate? All right, who's gonna go next? How should we do this? Do you want to rotate out and who's coming next? Somebody come up, or I'm gonna just pick you. Who's coming up? Pam, come on up, honey. All right. And while Pam's coming, I'll sing a little song in the interim.
I'd like to hear you go.
No, come on this side, honey, so you can be on. Oh no, you're. Oh, here, come over here. Come where you can be seen. You guys know Pam, and we know that Pam needs to be seen because Pam is beautiful. And so we don't want Pam off camera. We want her up here. Now go ahead, Mama. You ready?
Okay, so my name is Pam.
Yes.
And I am from New Jersey. I grew up in the shadow of Lady Liberty from the burbs, and I recently relocated I grew up in Scotch Plains. I live in Newark now, and so I'm 6.5 minutes away from my job, which is huge.
That's awesome.
It is.
Do you walk?
Not in this weather, girl.
I
But I can. And I am passionate about reconnection. And not just for me, as vocational, I'm a crime victim advocate, so I don't see I see the seamy side of life. So it's really important that even how we are living, right now with, all those people that were out of work for 36 days, all this bad news, it's really important to be a conduit to help people reconnect with things that bring them joy. So, and that starts with me. So it is always yes until it's no, more until it's no more. And it's not a matter of being hedonistic, but I am prioritizing my pleasure.
Oh,
And
I feel like that should be your love mantra.
Prioritizing my pleasure.
We love that.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
okay.
okay.
Something that I want to create.
Yeah.
Listen, I just believe in keeping everything simple.
Okay.
I just want to go out on a bomb ass date.
A bomb ass date. I
Yeah.
don't think that's too much to ask.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No. You be. Yeah. So, and that
Beautiful
means-
woman, Pam.
Yeah, but
I don't-
something. I don't want to do anything. I just want to be.
Does that mean you don't want to do? Oh, like as far as planning the
Yeah,
date.
I don't want to plan. I just
You
wanna
want somebody
be,
who actually is like, comes in all
that
chivalrous.
just exactly. I'm traditional. I'm a thoroughly modern woman, but I have very traditional values.
I like
and
that.
so that's and then from there to develop something that is pleasurable.
Yes, honey.
Yes.
I love that. I feel like our love lives have to be authentic to us, and the fact that you like that traditional thing, you'll have it. Right? I mean, it's like as long as you stand in it and stand in wanting it.
It's something. It is about a standard.
Yeah.
And not. I'm just not willing to move. And if it's not about what makes the other person, and this doesn't work for me. If it doesn't work for me, I'm not going to engage. And that's a shift in a paradigm for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Pam. So, what is your mantra, your motto when it comes to love?
Okay, so this is my this quote is from my Aunt Barbara.
Okay, we love Aunt
And
Barbara.
I love my Aunt Barbara. My Aunt Barbara, she says,
Barbara.
she says, do not let expectation, propriety, or being polite keep you hungry.
Oh,
So it is about. I'm not standing on as she says on being polite. I am looking for opportunities. I am speaking my truth, and I am not apologizing.
I love it.
Rolling through life unapologetically.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Yay, Pam. Woo! Go ahead, girl. All right, now who's next? Who's coming to the hot seat?
I'll go.
Come on, I love it. Come on, Maria.
Feeling it now.
Lovely Maria. Thanks to Maria, we have this fantastic space, which I'm not publicizing the space, but it's cozy and it's wonderful. And she has accommodated us. Watch out for the cords, honey.
Hey.
Come on in.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Let's go,
Hi,
beautiful.
everyone.
Right?
So, name Maria. That's it. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Okay, where I'm from Rhode Island, and
Somebody else from Rhode Island?
Rhode
No?
Island, but I live in New York City now. I've been all around. Just moved from New York, Miami, back
Okay.
to New York. So I'm back in the cold.
Yes.
Yeah, that's such great news today. What am I passionate about? I'm passionate about a lot of things.
Okay.
I'm really passionate about self-healing. And the
love
biggest
that.
part of that, I feel, is like being in your worth, knowing your worth. Because from that place, you can create anything. And what you draw to you is in vibration and co-resonance with your worth. So you're not going to have a shitty relationship because you know you deserve better.
Yeah.
So that's been one thing. And then from that, I really love to connect women, and I love working with women and children. I love to put things together. I'm inspired to put pieces together pieces lately have been around women's empowerment. So connect whenever I feel synchronicities and I met somebody for a reason, I get really passionate about that and really excited. And let's see, what's something that I want to create in my romantic life? Okay.
In the next 12
All
months.
right, so I'm returning to being single after 27 years. So I don't want a relationship, which
I
is
hear
kind
that.
of empowering to say. I want to be totally free to be me in my authenticity and in my vulnerability, which I'm really, really enjoying. So, like, what does that look like is just claiming my truth, and this is what I want, and if you like it, great, and if you don't, that's okay too. And
Right.
like, just
No attachment.
No,
Yeah.
just play and fun, and that's what I want to create in the next 12 months. I could change in a couple of years or a year. I don't know. I'll know it when it does. Eventually, I see myself being in another relationship, but definitely not now. And
What's your mantra or your motto when it comes to love?
oh gosh, I think
Young and
it's-
single and loves to mingle.
I think it's loving yourself, and from there, this energy of like really just kind of being turned on in life, and then whatever falls in it just comes to you effortlessly. You don't have to force it. Yeah, ease and just being natural and flowing with life. I think for love right now is my motto. Is just like flowing with it. Yeah. Seeing where it takes me.
Yeah.
You know?
Ease and flow. We talk about it all the time. That's the thing.
And without any conclusion what it has to look like, or just like opening myself up to all possibilities.
The exploration.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm so
honey.
excited for that.
Woo!
All done. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Woo! Out of the hot seat. Who's coming in? Who's coming in? Come on, Aunt Barbara.
I'm
Hi, my darling.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You guys who've been watching, you know my Barbara. I love my Barbara, and she is willing to go there, honey. She will talk about the spiritual stuff, and she will light you up.
Not spiritual, energy.
Energy.
Consciousness.
Excuse me. Energy, folks. Consciousness. Go ahead, Barbara. Let them know who you are.
Okay.
For those who don't know.
So I'm from New York. I was away for 3 years in Portland, Oregon, and thank God I am back.
Well, I'm sure New York is happy to have you too. I know I am.
And what am I passionate about? Consciousness and being the contribution to me being consciousness, and then putting that out to the world.
Yes.
Because without consciousness, the world's not going to be here very soon. And so for those people who might not have a clue of what consciousness is, it's living in total allowance with no point of view, no judgment. And judging.
Wait, hold up, Barbara. You got to say that again, honey, because that's deep.
Living in total allowance with
no
no
judgment.
point of view,
No point of-
no judgment.
Yeah.
Because
That's serious.
it is judgment that is killing the planet.
Yeah.
And that comes from one of the top quantum physicists in the world, who I can't mention the name, but anyway.
Is it a secret physicist?
We are the cancer cells of the planet.
Yeah.
Because we live in judgment. Because
I
we
agree
judge
with that,
everything
Barbara.
beginning with us.
Yeah.
And so when you be and do that, we're wrong.
Yeah.
We come in, and that beautiful, amazing being,
Whole, perfect, and complete.
absolutely,
Right?
is gone. In this generation, by the time they're 8, even 7, they're gone.
Yeah.
What's left is the wrongness of them that they bought.
Yeah.
So you buy a lie, and then you believe that that's who you are.
Yeah.
And what can you do from there?
Yeah.
So if everyone is living like that, and then perpetrating it on everyone else, the earth is dying.
Yeah.
So,
This is why we love Aunt Barbara, because she puts it down.
well,
It's true.
it's very true. And so my passion is to find those people who can resonate with this and
Yeah.
say, you know what? I would like to be the contribution right now to the planet so it can heal,
Yeah.
so that we could actually look in each other's eyes and see yourself.
Yes.
Because you know it's the same energy.
Yeah.
And so it's like, my call to action is, if you're one of those people and you would like to be that gift in the world, come and find me, because I have magical tools that I would love to teach you.
Yeah. No, that's good.
And the body of work that I facilitate is Access Consciousness, which is the leading edge of change on the planet right now. Amazing energy work.
And on February 18th, Barbara is going to come back and talk about your book. You're going to talk a little bit about it and maybe teach us something, right?
Absolutely.
Like something that we can do.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, what are you going to create in your romantic life in the next 12 months?
I'm hoping I'm going to create a relationship because
Okay.
4 years, not even a date.
No, Barbara.
I know, not even a date.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm looking for. I would like to be in love one more time
Okay. I love that.
with a conscious being.
Yes.
You have to be conscious.
I got you.
So first you have to come to my class, and then we have to.
First, I gotta teach you, and then you can be with me. Right? So, what's your mantra or your motto when it comes to love? I feel like I
Bring it
know.
on.
Bring it on.
Bring
Okay,
on
sister.
The play and bring on the joy.
Yes.
And let's have fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, and that's in alignment with what Maria said about ease and flow,
Well,
right?
of course, because we
We gotta get there.
speak the
You
same
got
language.
it. I love it. Thank you,
Yes.
Aunt Barbara.
Well, and let me thank you for the contribution. The major contribution this woman is for everyone who's here and everyone who's just the energy, bringing in that energy. So thank you, sweetie.
Oh, thank you for that. I love my podcast people. I love y'all. Thank you very much. It's very, very sweet. Now, who wants to go next? Everybody's hiding now. They're like, Koala, you want to go? You look so beautiful, honey. I need you to come on camera. We have someone who's new and beautiful, who's never been on the podcast. Your name is Koala, right? Yes, at least I said it right. That's good. Come here. Come sit next to me. You want to see her? She's beautiful.
I'm sorry.
Have you been thinking about your answers? And I want to show your shirt.
Oh,
Part of that. That's part of the fun. Okay, Christian Sex Club, pulling out since 1969 for single use only, honey. Koala's a girl after my own heart. So let us know about you. Where are you from?
I'm from Queens, Lafayette City,
Okay.
and I live in Harlem.
Okay. Yay, Harlem, uptown, baby.
Harlem. What are my passions? What am I passionate about? I love acting. I do stand-up comedy.
Do you?
I do.
I love that.
I also am very passionate about self-care.
Okay.
I feel like it's something that we don't give enough to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I also believe that it's something that's imperative because, like me, and just a small tidbit of my journey, I went through a situation where I was in like a 9-year domestic violence relationship.
Oh,
right?
wow. Okay.
And in that, it's weird when someone tells you that you're not, you fight the hardest to be what you are. And outside of that, it taught me like, nah, man, it's time to love me and see what that looks like and play with that, right?
Absolutely.
So I think self-care is really important. I'm really passionate about it. What's something that you want to create in your romantic life
In the next 12 months?
Lord.
That part is very important.
I'm going to piggyback off of Barbara.
Okay.
I want something free,
Okay.
non-judgmental. I want a person who completely understands who they are.
Yeah.
And they're in tune with themselves. Because hurt people.
Yeah.
And if you're broken and you're broken, and if I'm broken, there's no way. We have this idea that two broken people can make each other whole, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So for me, I want, as I'm building and learning and loving and falling in love with myself, I want the person to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And we come together like, hey, boo!
Right? Like two full vessels that overflow
Yes.
rather than expecting
Yes.
the other person to fill them up.
Yes.
Right? I love it. Go ahead, girl.
And
What is your personal mantra or motto when it comes to love?
real love starts with you.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's my, so for me,
Agitated.
real love starts with me. And everything that I put into me is what I give back to the world. So
Yeah.
that's my motto.
Oh, thank you, honey. Yay! Wait, Koala, you said you do comedy and you're actress. Where can we see you do stand up? Are you going to be somewhere soon? Like, are you going to any open mics? What are you doing?
Yes, I'm getting back into the open mics. I left comedy alone. We have a love-hate relationship.
Okay.
But now I love it, and I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna be doing my one woman show this summer.
Awesome.
So I'll let y'all know.
You have to stay in touch with the show so that we can shout you out. Also, I just saw that my friend PJ came on, and so the group of Savvy Sisterhood is also listening in, and that's a group of very powerful, prolific women who are watching and listening to us online. We're actually shared on their group too. So you let us know that information, and there's a huge network of women out there who will come and support you. Hey, ladies! Right? Ourselves included. And Karan, who's our only man here tonight, who's off camera. I might make him come and be next, because if you're the only man, that means you have to participate in the podcast.
Thank you, Candy.
Thank you, Carla. Yay! That's awesome. Who's next? Come on, Kathy. Come on, baby. Wait, let me say hi to some of the people that came in right before you go. So we had Dan and Rowena. Hi, honey. She's from the Savvy Sisterhood. And Sue, DJ, and welcome to Savvy Sisterhood. I'm going to tell you guys about our summit that's coming up that I'm speaking at. So you guys who've been watching, you know my beautiful Kathy.
Hi.
Yay! Are you ready?
I am.
You ready to share?
I'm ready to share.
Oh, I love you, Mama.
I'm born ready.
Go ahead, kitten.
So, my name is Catherine Schuler, and I am originally from Pittsburgh.
I didn't know that.
Duquesne Heights, Mount Washington, above the city. And so I went to Carnegie Mellon and to Chatham University. I studied music, and I play violin, and I wanted to be a music therapist, but I was very shy. So I came to New York. I brought my boyfriend, and he was the best drummer in Pittsburgh, and I got him into Blondie. So he was in Blondie way back when in 1973, because I've been in New York for 46 years.
Wow.
So this is a very big part of my growth that happened here, because I feel like I brought him here and it wasn't right for him, and he went back because his mother was at him to come back, and he's in the Mensa Society, and she wanted him to be an engineer, and you can't be a musician. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, he went and became a chemical engineer, and he died of a stroke, 19 strokes in his brain.
Wow.
So it was from breathing all those chemicals. So if he had been a musician with Blondie in New York, he would have been successful.
Okay, yeah.
So your mom doesn't always know best.
Is that your love mantra too?
That's yes, exactly. But I was very disappointed, because I brought him here, and it was like my dream for him. So, but that's one of those things where it got me here. So the reason I'm here is because of him, that I found somebody else's dream. But my whole lesson from that is just do something. I took my dad's car. I'm very resourceful. I got myself here, and I'm very passionate now about including yourself. That's my true mantra. So I became a plus size model. I tried to be a skinny model in the 70s, and they tortured me, and I got an eating disorder, and then I started a comedy group called The Nerve, and it was The Nerve to Be Yourself.
Okay.
And I was all about the individual and about that whole journey to uniqueness. And just so I had to do the costumes for the group, and I went into the thrift shop, and I saw all these business suits, and I said, corporate America, you're going down. And it was in the time of the yuppies, so we were right on trend with the yellow power tie, and my girl call your girl, and I got to audition for Saturday Night Live. I got to write lots of comedy for different industrials, and toured around with my group for 6 years. And I got discovered on the stage of comedy, and somebody said, you should plus size model. And I said, you should write for my act. Because I never heard those two terms together, but there was a big thing coming up in 1981. And so I went and I got signed on the spot, and I never looked back, because it was the term plus size, that plus is equal. And it was empowering to me, because it finally, I realized who I was. Yeah. And that was my rightful place in the fashion world. And I figured, you know what? I'm not unique. I bet there's 65 other million women who feel the same way as me. So that's what I did. I became the plus size
you were kind
ambassador.
Of one of the pioneers.
Yeah. And I didn't really mean to be, but I like bringing my boyfriend to New York. It was like one of those things where I follow my inner voice more than anything else. I follow my intuition, and I am a really good barometer of, that doesn't feel right. This feels right. So I kind of do that whole divining rod when it comes to anything or anybody. So it's kind of...
Wait, with that said, so what do you want to create in your love life in the next 12 months?
Yeah, I got to stop sleeping around. I want to start... I gotta start. I've had somebody 27 over Christmas and somebody 57 over Christmas. I gotta figure out the balance here because I was like, no, wait a second. I couldn't sleep with you when you were 22. You were way too young. But now you're 27, so okay.
Now it's okay.
It's okay.
Now he's legal.
But so it was just one of those things where I'm ready to experiment, obviously, and I feel like it might be one of those things where you know what, you just got to get out there and try, you just got to kiss a lot of frogs, and hopefully they'll turn into a handsome prince. So I'm not married to the fact that I'm married twice. My first husband, I was married to Captain America. He died, and I'm his widow, and I keep that Marvel comic.
Tell his actual name.
His name is Mark Grunwald, and he was the number 2 guy at Marvel, and he died of a Monday morning heart attack. So you can love your job too much. Yeah. He was a fan turned pro. He was Marvel. He was the heart and soul of Marvel Comics, and it killed him. So I realized, you can love your job too much. And he was trying to save his parents, and he was trying to save Marvel, and he was 40. And he had a heart attack. There's no reason why somebody who's healthy, strong, a vegan, a runner, loved what he did. He was so passionate about the comic book mythology, and he was a true genius in that respect. So he wrote Captain America longer than anybody. So my secret identity is I'm Mrs. Captain America. And I know what it's like to have integrity and what it's like to really go for it and to help people and to, be, leap tall buildings with a single bound and, really be the person who you were put on this planet to be. And don't ever settle for not having a significant life. That's what Mark said. I love it. So being a significant life.
Is that your mantra and your motto? When it comes
Many
to
of them, and it just, I'm a firm believer in intuition, as I said, and also just keeping open the possibilities and staying true to yourself and believing that I believe in the law of attraction. You put it out, you'll get it. Like you were saying, I'm a fabulous person. I'm going to meet somebody. So.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Kathy.
Okay. Wait, tell them.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Fashion Week's coming up.
Fashion Week's coming up, and you have that event that's coming up,
yes.
right, that we're doing?
Yep, I've got a lot of events during Fashion Week. The 8th is a Zavo event for the Von Bouger twins and the cover, and I created this Stairway of Fashion, so it's going to be the centerpiece in this restaurant, so it's not a runway per se, which I love, reinventing everything again, so the catwalk gets a little boring. And then the next day, we're doing Fashion Takeover, and Candace is going to be part of the judging panel for the model competition and the designer competition. So we're going to have 2 influencers and America's Next Top Model winner on the panel. Omar Wilson and Sebastian Labotois, who does my eyebrows.
You can't not do eyebrows with a name like Labotois.
Oh, yes, he is.
Like, what else you going to do with
eyebrows? By Sebastian. I'd say he's my arch enemy.
I love that. You either got to do eyebrows or high heels.
Yeah, he does both.
I love it.
So more of the same. And then Small Boutique Fashion Week, I'm doing an event called Elevate. So there's a lot of great stuff happening during New York Fashion Week. And I have an event company called Runway the Real Way. It's fashion diversity on the inclusive catwalk.
Love it. Thank you, Kathy.
Diversity.
Thank you, Kathy Schuler. Now, where are my hiders? I know there's some folks back there hiding. I'm not going to single you out. I know we got one man here. I feel like the one man in the room should come and say who he is, because he's got a whiskey brand. He's got something to plug. He's coming around the table. We got a big, huge boardroom table here, and he's making the traverse. Come on, Corinne, sit down with me. Tell her, hello, darling.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Fat on this camera.
No self-criticism, no self-judgment, right? So go ahead, Corinne. Tell us about yourself. We already know your name is Corinne.
My name is Corinne. Where am I from? From the Bronx.
Woo, the boogie down.
Boogie down Bronx, yes.
Okay.
What am I passionate
Now
about?
listen, you can't
Yes.
do the man thing and just give like the one word answers
Oh, I
about
can't?
it. You got to talk about it a little bit. Like,
Okay.
you know,
Well, we
we're
know about the
getting
Bronx, or
to
about
know you.
The Bronx is.
Did you always live in the Bronx? Was this
I was born in Manhattan,
Okay.
St. Luke's Hospital,
okay?
and then moved to the Bronx. And been in the Bronx ever since.
Ever since then.
Love the Bronx. I mean, I'm not rarely there, but I love it.
But that also means, because I feel like we're of the same era, that you were around in the 90s during the hip hop era.
Absolutely.
So anybody who lived, like, I didn't move to New York until 94, so I got a
That's
little bit
perfect
of
time.
it. That was a perfect time, right? That was like a
Biggie
couple years before
Smalls.
Biggie
No,
died.
that was when Biggie became Biggie. Like
Right,
if you
in those
didn't
2
know,
years,
like
right?
mainstream, he was mainstream Biggie '94.
Yeah.
So that's pretty big.
That was a good time to move
Great
here,
time to
right?
come.
But I feel like those of you who like grew up in New York, it's like you were in on all the all the underground stuff. I didn't necessarily know all the underground stuff. Plus, I was a costume designer, so I was hanging out at where the drag queens were. So I know
you
like,
were, like,
Joey
downtown,
Arias
you
and like
down,
yeah.
I was so
Right? Who said I love Joey out in the back? Kathy. Yes, honey.
All the hoods look the same though. Like New York just looked the same no matter where you were. Unless you
Yeah.
were like on Park Avenue or somewhere, everything looked the same.
It definitely wasn't on Park Avenue, but I got you. I hear that. So tell us more.
Okay. What am I passionate
What are you
about?
passionate about?
Being happy. You know, my happiness comes different ways. I like to make sure my family's happy. I've learned not to stay stressed. I used to be stressed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
As you can tell on my face.
Salt and pepper grain.
Right. So, but I've learned just to let things go. So, you know, I let it go, and as long as I'm happy. Some days the days may not necessarily be great, but hey, I got another day to try.
Yeah.
I can go get some water and sit back. Maybe smoke a J or something. I'll be all right.
You know what? I'm feeling like there's an ongoing theme with all of us. It's this idea of ease, this
Yes.
idea of like
Yes.
taking it easy, like just having life be just not such a struggle. And what's funny about that, I always talk about people who are from New York, people who live in New York, and just if you get into this sort of this lifestyle, it's very much a survival lifestyle.
It is. I will
Right?
say.
Hustling.
I will say about New York. It's funny if you have the chance to travel outside of New York when you're originally from New York. You see how the pace is different, how the energy is different. Like I was like Rhode Island. I like Rhode Island. You said Rhode Island. I love Rhode Island.
Yeah.
I don't know where she went.
That was
but-
Maria.
I don't know
Yeah,
where she
Maria
went.
said she loves
But
Rhode- she's from Rhode Island.
She's from Rhode Island. But Rhode Island, Minnesota, Atlanta, like North Dakota. I go to weird places. I like to go to different energies because one, I like to go to the heart of the city.
Yeah.
You know, I realize the heart of the city is usually the ghetto, but it's okay. But I like to go there, and I just like to get the energy of the people.
Yeah.
Because New York is just different.
It's a
just different.
survivalist. It's a survivalist culture.
Yeah, it's very
but I
different.
feel like Barbara, you made a good point about like it wouldn't be such a survivalist culture if we weren't so judging and critical of ourselves.
true,
Like I
very
feel
true.
like we have to achieve when we live
Especially in New York. That's why I think it's so funny how California and New York, they do that. They can do about the same amount of business, if not more. But in New York, we're, like you said, we're surviving. We're in California around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. When it's over, it's over.
Yeah.
You can't really find a place to party because they're like, listen, I'm going home. I'm
They're
going
like,
to bed.
that's it.
That's it. I'm going to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. Let's do it all over again.
Yeah. And here we are in the city that never sleeps.
So,
And that, you know what, that's not a complaint because I've lived here for 24 years and I love it.
that's a good
Right? I love it. I mean, I don't love being in the survival thing, so I took myself out of that. But I love New York City. Like,
Okay.
I love the pace.
Nice.
So go ahead. Tell us what you want to create in the next 12 months in your romantic life.
Oh man, that's a good question. Being a gentleman who once was married and no longer married, I enjoy marriage in my head.
Marriage.
in my head.
Yeah. The idea, the ideal.
idea of it is great.
ideal
The
of
idea of it
marriage.
is great. You know,
Yeah.
I agree with Barbara though. If you can find someone who's pretty much like-minded,
Yeah.
like you, it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah.
and that's the
There goes
journey.
that
I'm
ease
on.
again.
That's the journey I'm on. If I can find someone who's like-minded as I am, we're fine.
I hear that.
Honesty.
All right. So what is your mantra or your motto when it comes to love?
You know, I have something I tell people all the time. It's funny. I would trust an honest prostitute over a lying pastor any day.
You're going to have to talk about that one. Go ahead. Yes.
I find that, and I say this because, people may look at prostitutes in a certain way. they're very upfront. They're very forward. So you know what you're getting yourself into.
Right. They're about that money, and they'll tell you.
Yeah, but besides that, there's people who fall in love with prostitutes, but they tell you, this is my lifestyle. So if you choose to love me, you're loving me for me.
Yeah.
And you're walking in
love.
eyes wide open.
Yeah.
What you did with pastors, unfortunately, not all of them, but some of them, they're selling you a dream.
Yeah.
They're selling you that dream, and you're buying into the dream.
Yeah.
And I mean, dreams are great if you're sleeping, but it's terrible when you're awake.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at in life.
Well, there you go.
All right.
All right. Snap for Karan, for being brave, being the only man up in here, and getting on the mic.
I'm getting out of here now.
All right, who's next? We got very little time left because this hour goes very fast. And it's funny, like you can slowly see the people dropping off. They're like, I gotta go take care of myself. People are having bio breaks. So ladies that are left who haven't gone, Amy! My love, my Amy. Just so you guys know, I've known this beautiful woman for 17 years. And also my friend Renee, who's right behind Amy.
Hi, Renee.
It's a 17-year thing. We all worked at Calvin Klein together. Let me just say hi to the people who've come in. I see Darren came in. He said, motivate people to take 2 to 3 steps forward. You may fall, but fall forward. True for anything you want to do. I love that, Darren. Thank you for the motivation. And Jonathan and Vieng and Daryl, welcome, people. So Miss Amy.
Yes.
We want to get to know you, beautiful girl. So tell us about yourself. We know your name's Amy.
Right. My name's Amy, and wow, the microphone, I can actually hear that. I'm up close now. It's a little different experience. So I'm originally actually from the Midwest. I didn't speak up before, but I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
But I'm really from New York.
Jamie's from the Midwest too, right? Not Chicago, but.
Not Chicago.
But go ahead.
So, but then I moved to New York in '91.
Okay.
So a little before you arrived.
Yeah.
And, it was a great time, and I really, I grew up here in New York, and I live in Brooklyn now with my husband and my dog Max, and we just, we love New York. We've lived in Italy for a few years, and my husband's from Italy, and we lived in Florida for 3 years. We wanted to get away from this cold, so we decided, to move there, and we were there, so it was nice. But now we're back in New York. Love New York, so it's my home.
Yeah. So now, what are you passionate about, Amy?
Passionate about. So I'm all about just living and enjoying life.
Got it.
I love to just have fun and travel and do whatever comes about. And I'm up for kind of anything. So I love activities and travel.
So like sports things and stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, I trained for 3 marathons with my husband.
What?
So we
ran a race together. Remember that time?
Yes.
That was like barely a 5K.
I know.
that I couldn't get through.
Yeah.
I love that. So since then, you've done 3 marathons?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I love it. That's fantastic.
But now I still run, but my husband rides his bike along. He's kind of not into the running thing anymore. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right. So what are you creating in your romantic life in the next 12 months? I hope you're listening, Fabio, or watching. Go ahead. What are you creating?
Well, we just celebrated our Sweet 16. So
congratulations. We went to your vow renewal, right? Which was at
a couple of years ago.
That was at 15 or 14? It was like
borderline because his family was all here from Italy, so we decided to kind of capitalize on having them all here. And so we renewed our vows a couple of years ago, but we just celebrated our Sweet 16. So really just he's my best friend. I love him to death, and we just have the best time together just to continue the momentum and see what life brings.
See, Renee and I were there for the beginning. We remember when you first started dating Fabio, right? And Renee and I worked together in a little office, just the two of us, and Amy would come back and visit, and she would fill us in on all the dates.
I'd be like, okay, let's talk.
Right? And when you first met the parents, Fabio's from Italy, it was very fun.
Yeah.
Oh, time goes by so fast.
I know.
Yeah. So congratulations on 16 years. And so what is your mantra or your motto when it comes to love?
You know what? Just be true to yourself. I think a lot of the women said and gentlemen said great things. I think you just need to really, if you love yourself and you do things for yourself and the self-care and the self-motivation, like you're just going to attract that. So I'm all about, I'm not sure my motto, but it's all about just living life to your fullest and having fun and being true and your best self.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you, Amy. I I see Darren said, wow, marathon's awesome. Darren actually is a trainer, so he's very much into fitness. He's very, very impressed. Lee says, I'm training for the Pittsburgh Marathon now. I know you are, Lee. Lee is also a friend of the show. Jamie Lee's here. Did you get to say hi? She said Lee. All right, who's coming in next? We've got time for one more person, and then we got to talk about some upcoming stuff. We're going to do two, because my name was going to volunteer too. I love that both of you who I wanted to volunteer.
No, I was like,
get up here, Angela. We're going to have enough time for you, my love, my sweetheart. Go ahead, Angela.
Okay, my name is Angela. I'm originally from Brooklyn, but now I live in Denver, Colorado.
Which is
that was a big
that's
move.
where I was born.
I know when you said that, I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Right? It's awesome.
Yeah, and I needed a change, and they were posting positions at my job, and one of them was in Denver, Colorado. I was like, I'll go. They was like, well, Angela, have you ever been to Colorado? I'm like, no, but I'll go.
Do you love it?
I do. It's a year and a half now. It's different, but I do like it. It's very slow, not like New York, where it's like really fast paced, but the people are nice. Your face hurts so much from smiling because everybody wants to talk.
I love
They
that.
don't just say hello, they go, what are you doing today? And I'm like, oh. So that's nice.
That's awesome.
I'm passionate about trying new experiences. Like 2 years ago, my kids and we went to Costa Rica, and I said, I'm going to do everything y'all do. So I did the zip lining, I did the whitewater rafting, I did everything.
That's awesome.
And speaking in front of this camera is one of them, because I read Shonda Rhimes' book, Year of Yes.
That's right.
Where she's putting me in some awkward positions, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Me and my kids were going to go to Yellowstone National Park, and I want to do camping. They don't want to, but we're going to see what happens.
Everybody's certified.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The youngest one wants to do it because he's in the Army now, and so he's like, he's already, I can put up tents, I can do that. The oldest one is like, if they don't have internet, you can just count me out. We can end this conversation right now. What's something that you want to create in your romantic life in the next 12 months? I just met a man. Well, it's not just, we've been together since about April now, and it happened really quick when I moved to Colorado. And so I guess just like intense passion.
Okay.
That's all, because I mean, we just fit, it was just such an easy relationship, and that I didn't have to try, it was just weirdly easy. He's from Jamaica.
But you see, wait, let me just stop you for a second. You see how we New Yorkers are? If it's easy, it's weird.
I know, it was just like, so easy.
This is too easy. I need to be struggling.
The first day, April 9th, we were living together by April 20th. It was just really quick, but it's good. It's really, really good.
That's awesome.
Let's see.
So what's your motto, your mantra?
If it don't fit, don't force it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So see, you want ease.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I think in my past relationships, or I think I struggled to make things work that I knew wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
It's
Girl,
like,
join
let
the
that
club.
go.
Mm-hmm.
What is that, man? That's it.
That's it.
Yay, thank you.
And hello. My name.
Oh my goodness.
This is my mama of the crew. She's got my two nieces and my nephew who I've not seen in a while.
Got a bunch of kids.
Right? Which I predicted back in the day when we worked together in fashion. I said, girl, you know you're going to have 3 kids. You're going to marry that man.
I was like, I ain't married nobody. I'm not having nobody's children.
Hello. Cut to 16, 17 years later. Hi. Tell us about you.
I'm Renee, and I was born in Jamaica. I was raised in Queens, and I've lived in Brooklyn for the past 20 years or so. So what am I passionate about? I'm trying to figure out what I'm passionate about. Yeah. So I'm passionate about finding my passion.
Oh,
I think as long as Candace has known me, I'm always seeking something.
The
trying to just
exploration.
figure out, why am I here? What am I doing here? And I think that this year especially, I've sort of committed to really trying to figure what that is, and just work on determining those things and really finding a passion, because I'm like, everybody around me got a passion. And I got a whole lot of little passions running around, but I don't have no passion.
Got 3 little passions for sure.
So I definitely would like to hone in on something that I think that I feel really, really intensely about. And I think it's there. I just have to identify it.
Yeah. And allow it.
Right? Right. Yeah.
Let it come through, honey.
I think so. Yeah. So let's see. What's something that you want to create in romantic life in the next? So I've been married for
Since what, 2003?
2006. 12 years. I've been married for 12
okay.
years. And I think that, we've been through ebbs and flows, right? It's been up and down, and mostly up. The good definitely outweighs the bad, and I wouldn't be there if it didn't. So I think that for the next 12 months, I'm just, wanting for us to really try to work on reconnecting. We've had some challenges, especially the last couple of years. We had a few challenges that we've worked through, and nothing grimy or seedy. It's just
the
life.
usual stuff.
And so I think that we're trying to reconnect, and I think that that's what I hope for us to continue to maintain for the next 12 months. And so when it comes to what is it?
What is your mantra or motto? And also, I want to amend this a little bit for you, because I feel like what you've done is a major thing. You and Amy, the fact that you and Kurt have managed to create this longevity and get through the ebbs and the flows. I know some of the ebbs and the flows, but for all the people who get into these commitments and actually stick it out, sometimes to the detriment, sometimes to the health and the growing, but it's allowing yourself to transform and grow through it. So I feel like you might have a little bit of something to share as far as it's concerned, whatever comes up for you, for people out there who are like, how do I create this for myself? How do I ebb and flow and get through it?
I think you just have to, it's if you're in, just be in it, right?
Yeah.
And if it really is, if it's not something that's hurting you physically or emotionally, but it's just a matter of working out kinks and details, then I think it's worth it, right? Because everybody comes from different places, and you're never ever going to find that perfect fit until you give it time and work it out. And so I think that if you're committed and you're in it, you got to be in it, and you got to ride it out, because nothing lasts forever. So if you have some challenges going on, you just have to keep in mind that there's a light somewhere at the end of that tunnel. Keep trying to find that light. And I think that can help you get through it. But then if you realize that it's really not for you, and you can't keep holding on, because your life is only so long.
Attachment.
So once you've made that realization, you gotta either poop or get off the pot. So if you make the commitment.
What I'm hearing is all in, either be in it or be out of it.
Yeah,
and I feel like a lot of times people are on the fence.
Yeah, I mean, if you put your foot in and keep put your foot in, take your foot out, put your foot in, take your foot out, you're not giving yourself the chance to make that leap. You're holding yourself back. So
thank you, Mama. Yay, my name. Yay. All right, I have let this go long, but I'm glad that I did, because everybody got a chance to get to know a lot of the people that you've been watching on the podcast, and some new people too. Hopefully the new people that are here will come on a semi-regular basis. I know, Renee, you got kids. Amy, you got a husband. Everybody got commitments. Corinne got a liquor line. Everybody has their things that they do, but you're always welcome here on Mondays. I want to say thank you to everybody. Oh, we got 1 minute left with the Armed Radio Global Live people. Armed Radio Global Live, thank you so much for being here. I love you. Thank you for listening. Make sure you listen to the replays later. You can share it with your friends. Darren says, find the light every day. There's always something positive every day that you can use to make the day. Thank you for that, Darren. You're absolutely right. Also, for the Armed Radio Global people, since you're leaving, until next time, never forget that you are a love machine. If you ever start to feel like you're not getting the love you need, just make more and ask for Candy.